to speak to Stephen Travers of Travers Hypnosis in Dublin, and we're focusing on hypnotherapy and in what ways it can help you at home achieve your own personal goals. Hi Stephen, and thank you so much for seeing us. First of all, before we go into speaking about hypnotherapy, could you tell us a little bit about yourself and your background?
Yes, of course. First of all, I've been in this field just under 10 years now. I'm a fully qualified psychotherapist and hypnotherapist. I'm a member of the Institute of Clinical Hypnotherapy and Psychotherapy for Ireland. I did my training in Griffith College. That training just took over 3 years. I've also worked with some of the pioneers in the field of psychotherapy and hypnotherapy, people like Chris Howard. I've trained with him, and I've done some trainings with people like Paul McKenna. So I'm always looking to develop myself and the business, as it is one of those fields that's always evolving, and we look to basically use cutting edge techniques when we're working with people.
How would you describe hypnotherapy, and possibly as well, what would the specifics of the advanced clinical hypnotherapy that you work with, what are they? Yeah,
well, first of all, I'll tell you what hypnosis isn't. Lots of people think hypnosis is like sleep. You don't actually fall asleep under hypnosis. It's just like daydreaming. It's like a meditation. The difference is with hypnosis, it's more directed and solution focused by the therapist. So when people are in that trance-like daydream, we focus on solving issues like stopping smoking, weight loss, confidence, maybe phobias, stress or anxiety issues. We also use the hypnosis as well for personal development goals or even business goals. Even athletes can use hypnosis, and many of them do. Even people like David Beckham have used hypnosis, and Jack Nicklaus when it came to golfing. So many different people already use hypnosis in those various fields.
So just to make it clear, when you're going through hypnotherapy, you're not asleep.
You're not asleep. You're in a pleasant trance-like state, just like a meditation, except with hypnosis it's more guided by the therapist. So we'd use techniques to help you to visualize. We give you different positive ideas and suggestions to communicate with your subconscious mind, and it's very solution focused, as in we'd really be dealing with a specific issue or problem that you want to get solved and want to get sorted.
And would there be any reason why you should be nervous of going to hypnotherapist?
Not at all. You should actually look forward to it, because there's a chance to relax and unwind, and obviously if you have an issue or a problem, get that solved as well.
So who would come to you? Is there a specific kind of client that would come to you, or what would be the most common reason?
Yeah, the main reasons why people come to us is for stopping smoking, weight loss, issues with confidence, issues with phobias, anxieties, unwanted habits, behaviours, fears, and also for personal development work. People who want to achieve more in their lives, be it in their health, their businesses, or even their relationships. So it's quite wide and varied, but they're all specific issues in themselves as well.
And would you specialise in any particular area with regards to the advanced clinical hypnotherapy?
Yeah, we do a lot of work with people who want to stop smoking and lose weight. For example, our stop smoking session is a 2.5 hour session. It's private and it's one-to-one with myself. We use various cutting edge psychological techniques in that session. That's what makes us different than a lot of different clinics out there. It's just not a standard 50-minute session where we bring you in, close your eyes, relax you, give you some positive suggestions, and away you go. In our sessions, it's a 2.5 hour session. We do a full consultation with you, really pinpoint where the problem areas are. We then use various cutting edge psychological techniques. We give you them as well, so you've got them as tools going forward, so you can use them also. You'll also get a backup hypnosis CD, and probably most importantly, you'll get a guarantee The guarantee being that you'll stop smoking in one session, or we will give you 3 sessions until you do. And no one else does that guarantee. And the reason why we can do that guarantee is simply because the treatment is so successful.
And what's the success rate of that? You're telling me that there is nobody that has so far not stopped smoking.
Okay, the way it works is we look for people who are genuinely at that stage where they really want to stop smoking for themselves. That's key. We'll only work with people who are at that stage where they genuinely want to stop. The reason why we do that guarantee is because of the success rate. Sometimes a person may have to come back, but if you want to put a percentage on it, you'd be looking at about over 90% success rate. If the client does have to come back, we've generally pinpointed at that stage what the problem area is. Sometimes with smoking can be when they go out drinking, if they're under severe stress, or maybe they've went on a holiday and maybe they've been drinking too much, or they've been hanging out with the wrong types of people who've been smoking and decide to start smoking again. But it's rare people ever need to come back for a second session. That's why it's a 2.5-hour session. It is quite intensive, but it does get long-lasting results, and that's why we do it that way. And
are you the only one in Ireland providing this specific service?
Yeah, Advanced Clinical Hypnotherapy is based in Dublin. There's 2 clinics. There's one in Upper Bagot Street, Dublin 4, and one in Phibsborough in Dublin 7.
And would people necessarily have to travel to Dublin to see you, or would you be available to travel to other parts of the country if necessary?
Yeah, well, because we're so busy, it is primarily in Dublin. I simply wouldn't have the time to travel around the country. So the answer to that question is yes, it's in Dublin, and as I said, there's 2 clinics that people can come to. Okay.
And can I just ask you, how did you get into the advanced clinical hypnotherapy as opposed to just hypnotherapy? What was that made you decide to go down that route?
I suppose it was the cutting edge psychological techniques that I've been trained in, as in hypnosis. Obviously I studied hypnotherapy, but doing trainings like NLP, which is neuro-linguistic programming, I really found those techniques to be very beneficial, even for myself and when working with other people. And they can be the techniques that can really make the difference. And I believe in empowering people and giving people also the tools and techniques so they can actually use them going forward. So if someone does have an issue with smoking, be it 6 weeks down the line or 6 days down the line after the session, they've actually got techniques that they can use to get rid of a craving or to put themselves in a more relaxed frame of mind. So that's the main reason, is for the cutting edge psychological tools and techniques.
Where would people be able to get in contact with you?
Well, they can call the office. The main number is 01 484 7834, or they can call 086 178 6809. And then they have a choice. They can either come to Upper Bagot Street in Dublin 4 or down beside the Mater Hospital in Dublin 7. They have the choice of either clinic. And
do you have a website or email address?
Yeah, the website is www.stravershypnosis.com, or you can email myself on Stephen@stravershypnosis.com.